Hello, my name is Ranterm, and welcome back to another Warframe tutorial video. In this video I'm going to be explaining what mods are worth it to keep from the planet Earth, Venus, Mercury, and Mars. To start off, first I'm going to be letting you know, as you can see, I am on my main account. I am not using a low-level mag, but I am using limited mods. For this video I went ahead and bought a Mark 1 bow, Aclato, and I'm using very few mods that'll actually benefit me, other than adding a couple extra effects that'll help me out in the long run. For my companion, I'm just going to use Helios Prime just for the vacuum. He's not going to be doing any damage. I'm going to have all of his mods taken off that allows him to do damage, and it's just going to be picking up resources for me. Start off, let's get into the first source of some of the mods. You will have Lieutenant Lech Krill on Mars. He is a basic boss that can drop the mods Cryo rounds, Killing Blow, and Stretch are the only mods of note, at least. To fight him, all you want to do is you want to stick close to him. As you can see, his hammer, while it should do a lot of damage, it's really not. It's not doing enough to actually kill me. The extra enemies that are alongside him can do a little bit of damage in numbers, but really you just want to stick close to him. If you get too far away, he will pull out his gun and shoot you, but his gun doesn't do too much damage either. All you really want to do is stick close to him, shoot the tubes in the backpack on his back, and just keep doing that over and over again until he enrages, and then you can kill him. Once he does that ice attack, you can walk up and start shooting him in the back. He does that every time he goes to repair a tube. But for the last time, he does it, then catches on fire. You can do a little bit more damage in this phase, but really all you need to do is keep keep shooting him, killing some of the ads, and take him out. As you can see, I was rewarded with Stretch. Then, head to Extraction, rinse and repeat. He can also drop Excalibur if you're looking to farm that, but if you chose Excalibur, then I wouldn't worry about it anytime soon. You can fight him later in the game if you need a second Excalibur. Next up on the list, we're going to have Nightmare Missions. Nightmare Missions will be on every planet with a symbol that looks like that. All they do is they add an extra effect. As you can see, the mission we're in has energy drain mode. My energy in the bottom right corner has just drained to 0. And it will stay at 0 basically the whole time because it'll just instantly drain when I get any energy. Just like a normal mission, you run in, you do it, complete the objective, and you extract. Once you extract, you will be rewarded with a mod that relates to the mission. For Nightmare Missions, they can drop the following mods of note: Hammer Shot, Wildfire, Blaze, Chilling Reload, Ice Storm, Lethal Torrent, Drifting Contact, Armored Agility, Constitution, and Vigor. If it helps, I will also have the mods listed in the description below, as well as what can drop those mods specifically. And as you can see here, I was rewarded with the Ice Storm pistol mod that gives me magazine capacity and cold. Not really one of the mods that you want, but it will benefit you, just getting them. And keeping most of them will allow you to do other stuff. As you can see, the relay that we're loading into has a symbol on it. That symbol means Baro is in that relay. He is a trader that shows up on the weekend every 2 weeks. And he just has many mods and other resources such as attachments, the quest for Sands of Inaros, stuff like that. What you want to do is you want to load into the relay, go talk to him, see what you want, see how much ducats you need, and you can basically open up some of the relics you should have gotten access to from Mars Junction, and you'll end up getting prime resources. You can turn those prime resources into its kiosk, and you'll be rewarded with ducats, which you can use to buy stuff from him. The following mods can be bought from Baro Kiteer that you're going to want: High Voltage, Jolt, Mark of the Beast, and Voltaic Strike. Next, moving on, we're going to go to Dark Sector missions. Dark Sectors just give you bonus resources, bonus drop chances of certain items, and stuff like that. And such as XP, of course. All you're going to do is you're going to treat it like a normal mission. They'll have infested, they could be a defense, they could be a survival, it could be an excavation. It doesn't matter. You're just going to play the mission like normal, complete it, and every 5 waves you'll get a reward. Dark Sectors can drop the following mods: Hellfire, Speed Trigger, Barrel Diffusion, Heated Charge, Pistol Gambit, Target Cracker, Fury, and Streamline. Next, moving on, we're going to head over to Fortuna. Fortuna is one of the open worlds, which has a lot of other resources that you can use, but we're going to focus on the bounties and the enemies in Fortuna. The bounties can give you rewards that are set in stone, but they rotate on a certain rotation. As you can see at the top of the screen, 48 minutes is when it will rotate. Most of the bounties will just drop the Mecha mods, the Tech mods, and the Synth mods. Those are all set mods and go together, as well as other Warframe parts, endo, and sources that are specific to Fortuna. All you're going to do is you're going to click a low level bounty if you want to. Depends on what bounty you want to do. Go through the elevator and go do the mission. Before we get into it, I'm going to list off the following mods that you could farm from bounties and then from enemies that just you fight in Fortuna. Also, as a side note, just use your K drive that you'll be rewarded with at the end of the quest line for Fortuna. It'll help you go places faster. Fortuna can give you the following mods from enemies: Infected Clip, Point Strike, Split Chamber, Chilling Grasp, Charged Shell, Incendiary Coat, Ravage, Pistol Gambit, Organ Shatter, Reach, and then the following set mods being Mecha Pulse, Synth Reflex, and Tech Collateral. Moving back into the bounty, all it is just kill stuff usually. Do an objective that it says. Sometimes you'll inspect something, sometimes you'll just guard something. Just depends on what bounty you're doing. And then as you can see there, every time you do a bounty stage, you'll get rewards specific to that table. The more stages in the bounty, the harder it is, but also the more rewards you can get. Next up is just the method I like to use for farming enemies in Fortuna, which is going to a camp and just killing things over and over again. We're not going to talk about that. Moving over to Spaceport, as you can see I have a bunch of red things in the top left corner. That is my wanted level. The wanted level just makes it so that more enemies will spawn, as well as harder enemies, and they will just try to kill me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the inside of Spaceport and try to get the enemies in a smaller location so I can kill them faster. Outside, there's a lot of area. Enemies are spawning everywhere. I just want them to spawn around me indoors, which will make it much easier to kill them. You just head in, get whatever resources you want. As you can see, there's resources everywhere. And just keep killing the enemies over and over again. In the Orb Vallis, the Corpus can try to spawn in bosses that you will fight later in the game and early in the game, such as the Jackal, the Raptor, Hyena, and the Ambulance. But you don't need to worry too much about them, because if you're in a low level area, it shouldn't spawn them too often. And if it does spawn them, they're not as tanky as the actual boss and should be easier to kill. But I recommend going to Stetus before you go here, because that'll give you mods that allow you to kill these enemies more consistently. So just keep running around, killing stuff, getting whatever rewards, and then once you're done, however long that you wanted to farm for, head back to the elevator you came out of, and you can extract and get whatever mods that you got out of there. After doing one bounty and sitting in Spaceport for a while, you can see I have been rewarded with quite a lot of mods in a short period of time. Most of those mods I'll keep on my alt account, but on this account I have many of them and I'm just not going to worry about it. Moving on to Cetus. All you're going to do, load into Cetus, get a bounty, just like Fortuna. They will show you a bunch of mods in the bounties that you can get. Unlike Fortuna, Cetus will give you a lot of early game mods that are commonly dropped from enemies, but at the same time, they're more guaranteed from the bounties, which is why I'm explaining this method and not how to kill the enemies. As you can see, you can just preview it. There's more set mods in Cetus. There's the Augur mods, the Vigilante mods, and the Gladiator mods, all of which I recommend keeping. And then a bunch of other mods that can be useful to you, as well as the Revenant and Gara pieces that are very useful to keep. We're just going to load into a low-level bounty because with these current mods I can't do a high-level solo. But if you're running these bounties, set your permissions to public so that other players can join you. I was trying to think of the name for it and I can't think of it now. Don't know why. But you're just going to see what bounty you want to do and then proceed to go do it. It is just like Fortuna. You kill enemies, you do the bounty, you get rewards, and there's resources all over the place just like in the Orb Palace.
One more off the docket. Hop 2. Plains living is tough living. Grenier
As I said before, you just kill enemies, defend an objective if need be, and do whatever it says. Shouldn't be too difficult, especially at these levels. Most enemies I've been fighting have just died in one hit to the Mark 1 Strun, which if you're looking for this specific weapon, it's just 25k credits from your arsenal. And it's very useful to just have a shotgun that can one-shot things. Moving on, we're going to go to the spy missions. Spy missions I will explain real quick. All they are, you run in, you hack different terminals to do a certain thing, and then you complete the mission. For this one specifically, you're going to hack that terminal, run over, jump through the waterfall, hack another terminal, jump down, and then hack another terminal. All of this is going to be lowering the water so you can actually get access to the spy room. Once you've hacked all three, you can jump down below. The water will be gone low enough. You can walk down there, shoot the sensor, hack the terminal, and finish the spy room.
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
In the next spy room, again, just like normal, you're going to hack the first terminal to enter, jump down a little hole, look up, and just make your way up top very quickly. There will be a drone that's trying to scan you, but if it doesn't see you, then you don't have anything to worry about. Hack the terminal at the top, and you're done with that spy room. The following mods do drop from the Earth, Venus, Mercury, and Mars spy missions. You have Serration, Vicious Frost, and Volcanic Edge. Those are the only mods of note, although spy missions can reward you with relics as well as the Avara pieces that are nice to have. Next spy mission, or spy room, you're just going to avoid the lasers, walk in, assassinate, and there's 3 different pathways for this room in particular. There's the underpassage, which will give you a waterfall that just puts you out of the backside. There's the side area that has electrified water. You can just wall run on the side to get around to the backside. Once on the backside, you can kill the enemies. I wouldn't try to kill any of the drones because they will set off the alarms automatically. And then the other pathway that we saw to the left is just a hole with nothingness in it that will set you back to the top. And as you can see there's where the waterfall spits you out. Once on the backside, you just hack another terminal, walk in, and then that's it for the Earth spy missions.
To extraction.
Once on Venus, it's just going to be like Earth. There's a certain way of doing things. you want to make sure no enemies follow you into the room. For starters, turn off the lasers in this particular room, and sometimes there will be lasers, sometimes there won't. You can either hack that door, or you can jump up to the top if it's available. You can go through the vents, and that will put you out on another room. If there's lasers on the bottom, you should have went through the door, or you can just jump through the top window and end up in the main room. This room doesn't change much. There's just lasers and cameras in different places, and vents that will lead you to where you're trying to go. Depends on how you want to do it. Recommend turning off all the lasers and destroying the camera, because sometimes this floor will be covered in lasers and you don't want that. But then just hack the terminal and you're done with that spy room. If you get spotted after you actually collect it, it doesn't mean anything though, because you already retrieved the data. Next, you're going to have a hallway full of lasers. There will be lasers that go from the top and bottom of each of these little doorway sections, and then a laser pit in front of you. All you want to do is you want to just crouch under them, walk past them, make your way to the end of the hallway. Not too difficult. Sometimes you'll be able to turn off the lasers on the other side. Maybe I just didn't see it in the right place. You can go through the vents and end up going around the second set of lasers, and that will just put you on the other side of the hallway where you can turn off the grid and hack the terminal and you're done. And lastly, we have the spy room that just has lasers that are going back and forth. There usually will be one right there where I was just looking, and you can turn off the grid in there. There's also little alcoves on the side that you can use to avoid getting hit by the lasers. As you can see here, the grid's just going to go right past me. I can go around it. Sometimes you can go in this vent and it'll put you around things. Vents are just a way to bypass the grids. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run past here, run past this other grid, and jump in this vent at the end of the hallway. There might be vents on the side that you can jump in. Sometimes they just won't be in the same place. You don't want to hack that panel down at the bottom because you'll get hit by the lasers when you're trying to hack it. What you want to do is you want to go above, avoid the lasers, and jump down to the bottom. And then that's it for that spy room. I went ahead and did the Mercury and Mars spy missions, and they're basically the same as Earth and Venus. Nothing too much to explain there. Do recommend not getting spotted though, because I highly suggest not getting spotted because that will make you short of one reward that can give you extra mods. What I am going to show you right now is the importance of mods, but I'm going to have that playing in the background because I realized I skipped one of the mod sections and forgot to explain what mods drop from Cetus. So here are the following mods that you can get in Cetus. Point Strike, Speed Trigger, Vigilante Armaments, and Vigilante Armaments, Fervor, Offense, Supplies, and Point. Augur Pact, Seeker, Message, Reach, and Secrets, Hornet Strike, Gladiator Might, Rush, Vice, Aegis, and Finesse, and Resolve, and Intensify, Steel Fiber, Streamline, Stretch, and Vigilante Vigor. That's all the following mods from Cetus. As you can see on screen now, the Mark 1 Strun with no mods on it isn't doing too much damage to a Bombard. Even though you won't fight a Bombard till late in the game, if you're not putting mods on your weapons, you're going to keep doing the same damage the entire time. So what you want to do is you make sure you put on mods, because it's a key aspect of the game that will infinitely make you do more damage and be capable of killing higher health targets. The other thing to explain is survival missions and excavation missions also will reward you with mods, and just like a defense mission, you can stay more than 5 minutes or more than 5 waves. You can do more than one excavator. It just depends on how long you want to stay there, how high health the enemies you can kill is. As you can see in a second, I'm going to be able to do more damage to this Bombard and be able to kill higher level enemies for longer, effectively. Another thing that I did not record because it would be way too long, and I will list again, I'll list it all in the description below. There is many sources of all of the mods that I've been listing off, but there's just too many sources to actually name, so I'm just going to have it in the description below to show you, as well as some specific enemies that don't drop from any source other than just them. For instance, the mod Condition Overload only drops from Drakkar Butchers on the planet Uranus. Or Uranus, I don't care. Laugh. Haha. As you can see there, though, that bombard died very quickly with an upgraded Strun. So I'm going to show you the potential that the Strun has being at its best version, being the Strun Prime. And I'm just going to throw on a bunch of mods to help me deal a lot more damage. Again, some of these mods you'll have access to now, some you'll get access to later. It just depends on what you do and how early you farm the mods. The other thing of note is certain events will become active that give you access to even more mods, and the only event that is worth it to do immediately is the Plague Star and the Ghouls. Those two events will give you access to the Hunter mods, which are very useful. Hunter Munitions especially, as you can see I'm putting on there. What Hunter Munitions does is it will turn... It's a 30% chance to turn my crits into slash damage. And slash is one of the best status procs in the game because it's bleed damage and it does a lot of damage. Saying damage a lot. We're going to spawn in 20 of these bombards. Again, they're only level 30. You won't have to fight them until you get to Saturn, but with just a thrown together Strun, which I haven't put any work into the Strun with Forma and other builds, I'm just one-shotting them. They're not hard to kill at all, once you actually get mods. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bump up the level. I'm going to spawn in the max level enemy I have access to, which is 170, I believe, or 175. 170. And this is just the Strun wiping out Bombard in next to no time. Again, it did take the tick damage to kill them, but I could just shoot him 3 times and it would kill him. But I'm just letting the tick damage do the work because I'm effectively one-shotting some of them with slash damage. Yeah, they're just dying very quickly. It's not very hard to kill them with a Strun with this many mods on it. That's why I want to keep getting mods. That brings me to the end of the video. The purpose of this is just to show you where to get some of the mods that'll help you out and make your early game life much easier, as well as just to showcase the mods that you want to actually keep, because there are some useless mods in this game. As you're about to see now, this game is full of many mods. Half of them you won't end up using. Over half of them you won't end up using. But the important rule of thumb, I guess, is just keep 1 copy of every mod, except for a mod that you can tell is useless, such as, like, Diamond Skin, or Diamond Armor, whatever it's called. And just hang on to gold mods, because you can sell them in trade chat later, usually. Most gold mods go anywhere from 5 to 20 platinum, which isn't much, but it can help you out in the long run, because it means you don't have to spend money to get weapon slots. As you can see, there is a lot of mods on the screen. I've been playing this game since 2016 and I still haven't gotten them all. Some of them are just ridiculously rare, and some of them I just got unlucky and just didn't happen to get it. Others, for some reason, it'll just not display that I've actually gotten the mod, because I don't own a copy of it currently, and I sold it. But thank you for watching the video. I hope this helps out. Again, in the description below there will be a list of drop sources for mods that you can get from the planets Earth to Mars. So Earth, Venus, Mercury, and Mars. I apologize, my voice seems a little raspy. I just have a sore throat right now. But again, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and just give me any feedback that can help me improve, help me make these videos better. And yeah, hope these mods help you out in the long run. Have a good day. Enjoy grinding.